Court, weekday mornings at 10 on News Channel 6. Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Jiffy Lube Multicare.
Well, we're finally able to break that wedge today as temperatures actually tonight are going to start to warm up and things get breezy all ahead of tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, is a Viper 6 alert day for the potential of strong to severe storms, including a tornado outbreak risk. We'll talk more about that in detail in just a few minutes. On News Channel 6 at 5, Georgia's governor making a stop in Augusta today. What he's saying about the vaccine rollout. Also ahead, we're learning more about the suspect in the deadly spa shootings in Atlanta. And we're taking a ride along with the Richmond County Sheriff to see how his team is tackling crime in the Garden City. News Channel 6 at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is Wjbf News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Grant Means. Thanks for joining us. Jenny is off tonight. As coverage you can count on continues with a visit from the governor. Brian Kemp in town today to meet with leaders at AU. Here's News Channel 6's Dearnisa Jefferson.
Reaching the minority community with vaccine information has been challenging statewide, but here at AU they found some success. And today, Governor Brian Kemp talked to AU leadership about how they're working with local churches to bridge the gap in Black and brown communities. In a roundtable discussion, Governor Kemp was joined by AU leaders as well as local pastors to discuss their progress in the vaccine distribution.
Really thank you for all the work you've been doing in the local community. It is quite the partnership we've had with AU, Dr. Kill's team, really the whole community in the CSRA.
He applauded local pastors for their vaccination efforts in their congregations, many in the Black community who have struggled with vaccine hesitancy.
Well, I think the pastors made a really good point. They were talking about some of the numbers that they've seen, vaccinating 70, 80% of the eligible individuals in the church or their membership, which is an incredible percentage. So I think that is something that we need to continue.
Kemp says they've also seen a drop in cases and hospitalizations statewide over the past few weeks.
We were at one point over 30% of patients in our hospitals statewide were COVID. That is down now below 10%. It's probably a lot lower than that. But I know that's continuing to drop across the state.
Kemp also stressed the importance of getting the vaccine into rural communities. This week, 5 mass vaccination sites opened in rural counties across the state. In Augusta, Dearnisa Jefferson, WJBF, News Channel 6.
And people in rural areas are getting help to get their shots. 5 mass vaccination sites open today, including one in Washington County, Georgia. News Channel 6's Chloe Salsameda reports.
Millions of Georgians are now eligible to receive their vaccine, and now they can come to sites like this in Sandersville, where they can vaccinate hundreds of people each day.
In less than a week, a small city of tents was built in Sandersville. Inside, National Guard troops ready to vaccinate Georgians against COVID-19. The site desperately needed to vaccinate those living in rural Georgia. 500 people can be vaccinated a day here.
What we're trying to do is help the citizens of Georgia. We want to definitely do whatever we can to lessen the impact of this pandemic. As long as we're needed, we will be here.
You must make an appointment to receive your vaccine here. You can make that appointment at myvaccinegeorgia.com. In Sandersville, Chloe Salsameda, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Well, the threat of severe weather is impacting schools in our area. All Richmond County public schools will be closed tomorrow. Same for Aiken County public schools. All games and practices canceled as well. Burke County, everybody is virtual tomorrow. Make sure to check our website for all the closures and changes as we check in with Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller. Brad, you're exactly right. So, we've issued a Viper 6 alert day for tomorrow. We've actually issued this days ago because we knew that tomorrow would be severe weather, and I'm afraid that is looking more and more likely that we're going to have a decent round of severe weather. The caveat with this is it'll be a quick event, but it will be a strong event, and we'll talk more about that all coming up here in just a bit. Let's talk about what's happening right now. Live Viper 6 is showing some showers, Wilkes and Lincoln County over into McCormick. Maybe some quicker, heavier downpours, but no thunderstorms here with this. A little shower over Norwood. There's I-20. So again, hit and miss showers will continue for tonight, but no big severe weather. There's our Jiffy Lube Skyview cam, SRP Park, looking towards our
Pretty city. Look at all the leaves turning, trees blooming. Ah, your nose knows it, right? But pollen's been a little down, but that will start to increase here before too long. There's our showers of the moment. There's a warm front to the south, and we will actually start to warm up tonight. Temperatures already starting to warm up, and it'll start to get breezy too, for sure. Out west, here it is. Big storms pounding into Birmingham. All of this activity is what will be shifting towards the east and will be here coming up for us as we get into tomorrow. 69 degrees, our current temperature, 66 in Aiken, 70 in Swainsboro, so the winds will start to turn and we'll start to warm up. Actually, it'll be warmer overnight, certainly than we were this morning. Here we are, 7 o'clock tonight, scattered showers, a rumble of thunder, mostly northern part of the CSRA, nothing severe, but notice these temperatures hold here into the mid-60s. There's 10 o'clock tonight, and we'll still be warm, and those winds will pick up from the southwest, maybe up to 20 miles per hour overnight. Here it is, a moderate risk of severe weather. On the scale, this is very rare for us to be a moderate risk, and very rare for this large swath. It's the entire viewing area for tomorrow. Severe thunderstorms are likely from 10 a.m. till about 6 p.m., with these storms producing damaging winds, hail, and we do have an elevated tornado risk. Coming up, I'm going to take you hour by hour what we can expect for tomorrow and how to plan for these storms in just a few minutes, Brent.
Tim, thank you. And there is new information tonight about the man police say shot and killed 8 people at 3 massage parlors near Atlanta. Police say Robert Aaron Long told them he had a sex addiction and blamed massage parlors for that. This all happened last night. He got arrested late in the evening in Crisp County, Georgia. Atlanta's mayor says he had plans to kill more people. 6 of the 8 victims were Asian women.
Both sadness and anger. Sadness in that, again, I've lost a loved one myself. And understand the pain that comes with it, the shock.
Asian American communities aren't pigeonholed as this community of victims and, Asian women working in this particular industry. That's not who we are.
Long is set to make his first court appearance tomorrow. Investigators say it's too early to determine whether this is a hate crime. 2 suspects in jail in connection to a murder in Saluda County. Aaron Hood got arrested in connection to a shooting that happened Tuesday on Keisha Avenue in Saluda. Investigators say witnesses saw him with a gun walking toward the victim right before the shooting. Sean Pridgeon also arrested and charged with accessory to murder. The victim just identified as Xavier Cancer. Richmond County investigators are searching tonight for a suspect in a shooting at the Fox Den apartment complex. This one just after noon today. Investigators say 1 man was shot. He went to the hospital. We don't know how he's doing. We do know he was alert there at the scene. The effort to stop people from driving while distracted in Richmond County, and they are everywhere, is taking a new turn. News Channel 6's Dee Griffin here now with a look at the plan.
When Sheriff Richard Roundtree hits the road, he's known as Car One. Now Car One is taking on a new role to help stop old habits.
A lot of time being an administrator, you don't get a chance to get out in the public as much because I'm doing a lot of administrative stuff.
But now Sheriff Richard Roundtree is back on the beat and behind the steering wheel. He has found a way to tackle a problem that is not slowing down.
Kind of looked last year during the COVID time, we just kind of re-examined a lot of our numbers for as our accidents, our fatalities. So we saw an increase in pedestrian struck. We saw a lot of increase in our traffic accidents, and we knew that one of the main causes was distracted driving.
We rode along with the sheriff in Car One to learn more about his effort. Within minutes of entering the road, we spot a driver using a cell phone.
Car One to dispatch.
Car One.
Copy. Traffic stop, 1300 block of Walkway. Hands-free violation. How you doing today, sir? I was doing okay. What happened? Well, you tell me. The reason I pulled you over, sir, because you were on your phone at the light back there. Do you realize that Georgia's a hands-free violation state?
Since 2018, it has been illegal for drivers in Georgia to have a phone in their hand or touching any part of their body while operating a vehicle. But it's been hard getting drivers to put the brakes on this habit.
And accidents can happen in a split second, and I don't think people realize how dangerous that can be. So we can just get out, educate the public, and then have the sheriff actually pull you over and just have that conversation with you. We think that might hit the point a little better. Okay, but you understand the dangers of it, right? Okay, you fine. Like I said, we're just trying to educate people on distracted driving and how it can cause accidents and whatnot. So I just want you to be a little more careful, okay?
It's a lesson that doesn't cost drivers money. You see, he's not writing tickets, but he says the next time may be different.
It may be a citation, or unfortunately, it may result in an accident if you don't put the phones down and pay attention. I mean, it's really, it's a fun message, but it's an extremely important message, and that's the point that we want to get across.
For the sheriff, this effort is yielding more in the long run.
One, it educates the public, and two, it gives me a lot of feedback directly from the citizens of Richmond County, some things that they're seeing, some things they would like to see, to improve the conditions here in Augusta.
And the sheriff says everyone has been friendly and happy to see him during the stops. Now, there are plans to record some of the stops with his Car 1 cameras and body cam, and those will be posted to the sheriff office's website. So look out for that video. Brad?
Sure will. Dee, thank you. Voters in Richmond County say yes to the sales tax. More than 71% of the few people who did vote voted to approve Tuesday's last referendum. So the money will be here to help pay for a new James Brown Arena, a water park, and the debt on the Cyber Center parking deck. Augusta voters are being congratulated for that. Commissioners approved the $250 million SPLOST 8 project list, and they were hoping to get community support.
Our citizens are smart. They see the benefit of SPLOST. They see the benefit of TIA. And that is why these things have been successful, because the results are successful. And they understand and get what they're looking for.
One of the most talked about issues in this SPLOST is that water park. Commissioner Saya says he doesn't think that project influenced the vote one way or the other. We now know the results of the city council election in Grovetown, Georgia. All 4 precincts have reported, and Soretta Smith is the winner there. She got more than 73% of the vote against opponent Marcia Keating. Smith set to fill the seat left vacant after the death of Alan Transu. Some Augusta leaders are ready to set the date to meet in person once again. Virtual meetings have been the way to go for a year, but commissioners are targeting the first meeting in May to go back to face-to-face. First, though, a work session with the health department to figure out if they're doing all the right things safety-wise.
Having a health department come in and discuss about the COVID and the health precautions, that's fine. I went ahead and supported that vote, but also at the end of that vote that we voted was the intention to get back on the 1st of May.
The administrator recommends only commission meetings go back to the Muni building, and the twice-a-month committee meetings, he said, should stay virtual. Well, Columbia County is mourning the loss of a longtime education leader and just a sweet human being. Regina Buccafusco died after a long battle with health issues. She retired in 2016 after decades of serving as the chairman for the Board of Education. A memorial is going to be held in her honor later this summer. She'll be missed so much. We'll be right back. Wjbf.com. As we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, we recognize a local woman's efforts to help families through the struggles of cystic fibrosis. All 3 of Stephanie Brantley's children have struggled with the disease, a genetic disorder that impacts the lungs and digestive system. She says there are major financial burdens that come with it. It's very expensive. One drug alone can be $25,000 a month. So in 2012, she started a charity race team, 65 Roses Augusta, to help people pay for all that.
May it be groceries or gas money or help keep the lights on, electricity-wise, whatever ways that we can, help directly impact patients who are experiencing difficulties through not only the CF part of it, which is huge, but through COVID.
100% of the money raised goes to local CF patients and their families. If you'd like to find out more, and maybe you're interested in joining the 65 Roses 30-day challenge, look for this story on Wjbf.com. Pet adoptions are down at the Aiken County Animal Shelter, and they need your help. They're looking for more people to come in and adopt animals, but if you can't, they'll take donations. They need dog food, cat litter, toys, and money.
Since the pandemic started,
is half of what it normally is before the pandemic. So I think we're averaging out right now between 12, 13, maybe 15 adoptions a week when we normally would do 30 to 40 adoptions a week.
And the Georgia Southern Alumni Network is going to host a drive-through donation event at Television Park this Saturday right here. You can find details on our website. Coming up, some Democrats leading an effort to expand your insurance company.
Now, your most accurate forecast with Wjbf Live Viper 6.
Let's take a look at these temperatures. 69 in the Garden City, Barnwell at 70, Aiken 65, Swainsboro 72. Temperatures starting to warm up as winds will turn from the northeast to the southeast and southwest. Still, though, Saluda at 55. Hanging on to the wedge, but we'll finally kick that wedge in the pants and get some warmer temperatures. Wjbf Skyview Cam, one of my favorite shots here over at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, where it's redoing itself, the camera is, but it's cloudy and it's a yucky day in Atlanta. So here's the setup for severe weather. We have a strong cold front headed our way. The difference with this front is the atmosphere is really conducive. All the ingredients to make severe weather, including a low-level jet stream. This is where basically a fast-moving air in the upper atmosphere will help the atmosphere create spin, right? And that's what we need to develop, obviously, tornadic storms and also downdrafts. All of those ingredients will be with us tomorrow as this front will move on in and move on out. This will be a fast-moving system, but it will pack a punch. So midnight tonight, the warm fronts moved on through. Look at the storms out towards the west. Be praying for our friends out here in Alabama as these powerful storms will coming through, more than likely produce tornadoes overnight. That's horrible. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's headed towards Atlanta. Then it heads our way. And by about mid-morning through afternoon, these storms will move on out, and it'll be done with by, I'd say, 4 or 5 o'clock, really by 6 o'clock. We'll see sunshine all across the CSRA, and it will be an event that will just be in the memory banks. Here's my thinking with these storms. 10 to noon, northern and western part of the CSRA. From noon to 3, Aiken, Augusta, Louisville, down to Wrightsville. And from 3 o'clock, Barnwell, Millen, Swainsboro, and then off towards the east. So let's jump right to it. Futurecast tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, the clouds and the rain. By the way, the winds will start to pick up long before these storms get here. Here's 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. At any point, any one of these cells could produce damaging winds, a tornado, and large hail. Here's noontime, all the way from McCormick, Edgefield, Evans, down to Louisville. Again, any one of these cells can produce a tornado, damaging winds, or hail. Notice it's a very thin area, right? So here's 1 o'clock, Saluda, Edgefield, Aiken, Augusta, down to Waynesboro. Again, any one of these cells has that potential of producing a tornado, or more likely damaging winds. There's 2 o'clock, far eastern viewing area, Aiken, Barnwell, Millen, Sylvania. You're under the gun, and then by about 3, 4 o'clock, it moves off towards the east. Notice the sunshine by tomorrow afternoon, and then we're done with this entire system. So a line of strong to severe storms will move through. They'll have damaging winds, large hail, some brief heavy rain. There is a widespread tornado threat for tomorrow. All right, everything will be over by 6 o'clock. We'll be on the air, of course, tomorrow morning. John Little will be here. Ryan Gold will be with us. We'll be with you every step of the way with this. In fact, tonight at 8 o'clock on our main Facebook page, we're going to do a bunch of questions and answers. So make sure if you have the kids have questions about the weather, we'll talk all about it at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm going to show this a lot tonight. I want you to be able to take your phone. If you can have your cell phone, come up to the TV screen and scan this QR code. The weather app will down right on your phone like that. You don't have to worry about a thing. You have radar, have a bunch of information on there, just like that on your phone. So I'll give you an opportunity to do that coming again a little bit later on tonight. 62, the overnight low tonight. Scattered showers and isolated storm. Look for some patchy fog, I think, by morning. And then there's our alert day, 78 tomorrow, with periods of rain and thunderstorms with the potential of severe storms. All of this is out of here by tomorrow afternoon, and then look at the great conditions for Friday all the way through the weekend, Brad.
Thanks, Tim. Congress is debating a bill to expand